everyone, happy Friday and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to work on these two small canvases. I have been playing with Procreate and creating some of my own digital images, and these two faces are something that I've created, and I had an idea to put them on a very bright rainbow background. So I have pre-gessoed my canvases and I'm now going in with my Dina Wakley media paints. I'm just smushing each colour in 3-ish places with my fingers, as you can see, normally doing like a figure of 8 or just smushing it where I feel it kind of needs to be. And what I'm doing is I'm being careful with the colours that I put next to each other just whilst they're wet. I don't want to mix my colours on my canvas and make mud. I do notice in a minute that I haven't smushed in one of those little drops of orange when I put the next colour down. I do get to it, don't worry. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, so if you put, you know, a colour that doesn't mix well with another colour next to each other and they're still wet, you will make a bit of mud. I'm not worried about, you know, the yellow, the orange and the red mixing together, because they will obviously mix nicely together, although I am trying to keep them in their separate colours. A little bit of mixing doesn't harm this kind of background though. So the colours I'm using, as I said, are Dina Wakley media paints, and I use Ruby, which was the first, the red one, and then I think I used Lemon next. Then I went with Tangerine, and then next I think was the Fuchsia, then the Blackberry. Now I'm going in with, I think that's Ocean. I've also got Lapis, Lime, Night and Marine eventually. So I just try and work out, you know, where the next spot should be. Do you see up the top there? I've mixed the green and I actually got my finger in the red and it kind of went a bit orangey. So I've just wiped that away with a baby wipe. Because I've pre-gessoed my canvas, I can easily wipe that off, and then I've just put a bit more green there and rescued it. So that's a good thing about pre-gessoing your canvas beforehand. You can wipe that paint away if you make a mistake and it's still wet. A lot of things can be fixed in the art world. You've just got to kind of take your time and be calm. Don't stress about it. So yeah, anyway, I forgot what I was saying. I'm smushing them in with my fingers. I'm just putting them where I think they go. I try to do them in sort of patches of 3, just to keep the consistency over the canvas. But sometimes if I feel there needs an extra little spot of colour, I will pop that in there. And as you can see, I went back in with some of my colours to expand the area just so that it filled up the canvas. So I've zoomed out a little bit for you guys now, so you can see I just wanted you to see that, you know, the detail of me smushing them in with my fingers. And now I'm drying it off. I'm drying it because I am going to put some layers on the top. And obviously, as I've just said to you, I don't want to smush all those lovely colours together now. What I want to do is bring them together with some stenciling. So this is me going through my stencils just off to the side. You can just see at the bottom of the screen there. And this is a paper artsy stencil designed by Tracy Scott. It is PS386 for those of you who like to know. It is only half of the stencil. I have had a couple of questions over on Instagram about my stencils. When I was travelling in my camper van, I had very little space, so I cut some of my stencils in half to enable me to fit them into the little pouches that I bought for them. So this is about 2/3 of the Tracy Scott PS386. I do have the other bit, just that, as I said, I cut them to fit them in, and I just make sure I know which ones are which. So I'm just using some gesso again to stencil over some of the nice block pattern from this stencil, just in 3 areas again on my canvas. Bringing white and black into your canvas does help to kind of tie that all together, and also putting the white over the stenciling helps sort of cover up the divides. Those little white gaps I left them purposely, but obviously I want a bit of stencil on there, so I'm just going to sort of go in the gaps and try and fill them in a little bit. I don't want to lose all the white, so I've added some of that with white stenciling. This is the other part of that stencil. So this is what the PS 386 stencil, the other design on it. So you get 3 designs on that stencil. And I've just gone in there. I believe that's the marine or the night. And then whichever one I didn't use, this is the other. Oh, this is the night. So the first one was marine, or the other way around. Anyway, I'm just using a store card here, just with the edge of it, dipping it in the paint, just to give myself a few little lines. I do love the bit of mark making on my canvas. You can do this, obviously I did it with the kind of smaller side of the store card. You can do it with the long side as well. You can drag it up and down your canvas. There's lots of ways to use these store cards. They're brilliant. Now to create some circles, I'm using a couple of lids. I've got a lid from a glue stick, and then I don't know where the small lid is from, but it's just, you know, about the size of a Posca pen lid. But it isn't a Posca pen lid, but, you know, it's that kind of size, sort of fingertip size. And I just put those again, overlapping the stencils and stamping that I've already got there. Now you can see me doing some splattering. I'm doing that with a white Posca pen and a neon pink Posca pen. I do love a bit of neon, and I've just thought to have a splash of neon in my art background would be quite nice, as these figures that I've got to put on them. I'm calling them wow, because they're kind of like looking at something through their glasses and saying wow. That's kind of what I was thinking when I started my sketches. So yeah, I've put a little bit of pink on there just to give it that little bit of wow, I suppose. And as I said, I love a bit of neon. Here I realised I smudged one of those circles. It wasn't quite dry. So all I've done is I've gone in with the same cap and kind of given each edge a little thickness so they look the same. So mistakes can be rectified, as I said. And that's what I was doing there. So now I've brought my figures back. As you can see, this is what I was talking about, looking through their glasses like, wow, you know. Just wanted to see which one fit onto which canvas the best, just for me. No real reason, just whatever I liked the best. Now I'm adding my stamping. I'm using black Archival ink. This ink dries permanent, which is perfect for me. I've got a basic script stamp going on right now. It's very small script, which I really like for sort of detailed script in the background. Do love a little bit of script as well as some dots in my background. So that is what I add. On this occasion, I go for kind of oval dots, I'm going to call them. They are part of a paper Artsy set, which again is by designer Tracy Scott. It's TS065, and they're just the oval dots that are in that pack. And again, I overlap that and do that in my free spots where I've got a bit of stenciling and a bit of stamping already. Here I've grabbed out my, I think that's a Posca pen again, black Posca pen, and I'm doing sketchy lines around the outside. What I do realise I've done is I have glued down my pictures already. I think my battery went on my phone because I suddenly noticed that I wasn't recording and I'd already glued them down. So all I did there was pop a bit of gel matte medium onto my canvas, brush that out, put the pictures down, and then went over the top of the whole lot in matte gel medium as well to seal it. That is because sometimes I do like to colour over the top of these figures. I think I decided to leave these black and white because there was so much colour in the background. Now what I've done is just some squiggly sort of general words on the edge of the border there, and I put in the whites of the eyes with a black Posca pen. So here's a couple of close-ups for you. Just wanted to show you. There are some wrinkles in my stick-ons, my paper, but they do dry out, and if not, I'm not fussed. This is mixed media after all. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. Also, love reading your comments, guys, so pop a comment in the box if you've got something to say about these, or a question to ask, or if you're interested in these sketches of mine. They probably will go onto my Etsy channel, my Etsy store, but I don't want to put them up just the two, so I need to put some other stuff with them. So I'm just trying to work out what I can put with them. But anyway, I'll leave you with some close-ups of this, and I hope to see you again next Friday at 5 for your Friday Art Escape. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye-bye.